And we're back. It has been a few minutes, I suppose. I say a few minutes, been 40 minutes, but we are back with a Division D West game, and I realize I have not updated which division this is. There's one thing I forget, and it's always that, but I do at least have Snarf back with me. Snarf, you ready for a potential another 2 to 3 maps?
Ready. My body is ready.
Okay. But it's just such a succinct, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
That is one of my favorite quotes that I've ever heard from that man. Just my body is ready. What a unique experience to hear a CEO of a company say. But right, I am looking forward to this. This is again, there's a few people I know in both these teams, but I'm imagining once again we are in the dark for you, Snuff.
Yeah, pretty much. The only person in this lobby that I know is Demon Grand. Because they have played in some GGS charity events.
Yeah.
But other than that, I know absolutely no one in this lobby.
I have casted 210 Blechman Street across multiple seasons at this point. Rainbow Shrooms I have seen a few times as well. Demon Grand I know, Vegeta I've cast a couple of times. The others I'm not as confident on. I haven't seen them as much. So hey, we'll have to see what they do this time. Hi, Ducky. But yeah, thank God we have Infernal and Ultrac banned up, the 2 maps I want to see the least. However, we do see Towers of Doom was banned out on the other side of Dragonshire, which I think is a personal shame whenever I see
that's that makes me a little sad.
Banned out.
Yeah.
Especially because I get to see it. I feel like GGS is really the only place I see it at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
You should cast some more Heroic, because I feel like I play it almost every week.
Well, schedule it on a day that I can actually cast, and we may have something.
I think my team's playing tomorrow.
I'm busy tomorrow. I'm at work.
I see.
I was literally.
What days of the week do you usually cast?
I usually cast. Shoot, what days do I usually cast? Every second.
Today's Tuesday.
No, the problem is I have to go American times. Every second Tuesday as well as Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay. That's unfortunate because my team can't play Tuesdays.
You gotta be kidding me. What about Fridays and or Saturdays?
Fridays we don't usually schedule because of GGS. So we usually just do Wednesday and Thursday. But maybe I can convince my team to play on a Saturday.
I'm being told by Ducky to ask about your hair.
My hair?
Yeah, Hair. Hair. Is there something
I thought I answered her in Girls Gang Squad. No. I posted the link to the cast in GGS and she said, what time is it and how will you do your hair? And I said I didn't do my hair because no cams. So it is just, I got right out of the shower and didn't blow dry it and just pushed it behind my headset.
I did the exact same thing for the first one. I'm like, oh shit, ran home.
Yep.
Showered, hair behind.
Yep.
So you and I, very similar hair currently, despite mine just being quite long now. It's been a while.
Yours is, very, very much longer than mine.
Thank you, Peldor, for the raid. Welcome. Thank you for giving the viewers back to me. Thank you for raiding back after I raided you earlier.
Phoenix ban. What?
Oh, Phoenix. I feel like that's an interesting one.
That's gotta be targeted.
That has to be target banned, yeah. I do like Joanna being banned out here, and also I forgot to mention Vera's Brightwing and Tychus. See, Stukov picked up first. One of my friend's least favorite heroes to play into. She hates it, but she also likes playing things like Kerrigan. So I think it's deserved.
Stukov is a Kerrigan fun ruiner.
Update the title just to make sure. No, it's not double hidden now. It is just. It's only there. Thank you, Peldor, and also welcome everyone else joining. I think I see Vel, Ducky, Sultry Satan. Never seen you before, but welcome. Oh, a Deckard Kane. That is really something we don't see often anymore.
It's an early pick Deckard Kane, too.
Neither team has a cleanse, so that should be interesting. Felstad. Felstad I always like to see Felstad just because it can be very intimidating when we get to those level 20 coming through. Wind Tunnel is a problem.
I think Falstad is one of those heroes that's pretty much always a good pickup. There are some things that he's like weaker into, like if there's like a Zeratul or something, he's a little bit of a bad time rotating between lanes, but I think for the most part he's always good.
Rexar is a very fair ban considering it is Brax's holdout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, Wiz from Rainbow Shrooms. Ah, fair enough. I wouldn't mind seeing Tahaka picked up by Rainbow Shrooms, because I know you can do some fancy stuff just getting weird burrows and flights across the map just to cover each other.
Yeah. So like weird double global on this map, even though it's so small.
It's so small, but you can literally be omnipresent essentially on the map.
Just like cut people off and make spicy rotations.
Oh, suddenly this 4v5 is a 5v5, and now Falstad has immediately flown top, so that advantage that we could have had is immediately gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite just for merry-go-round. But we do see Varian. We do see Azmodan. Okay.
Double mage.
The big boy himself. What if we see an auto attack Tessida? That's not double mage, right? I mean, probably a thing to know about 2-team Blechman is they clear the Zerg very well at this point.
They do, but do they win the Zerg is the question.
I guess it is.
Zeratul. That's a really interesting pickup for a second DPS on this map. That's not something you usually see.
I like the Leoric. The Zeratul, I guess, really is going to be the big question mark for me on the side of Rainbow Shrooms. I guess we're going to see what does Denominator pick up.
I do like the Zeratul into the double mage pick. But it's all going to be about like who gets to that late game scaling and takes advantage of it first.
Offlane
Arthas. Yeah.
Okay, we got some weird ones. I love it. I don't know where I'm going with it. I don't know. I'm not putting money on either of these teams. I have no clue. I'm always scared honestly, of a Zeratul.
Like both of these.
Go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay. What I was gonna say is like, both of these comps are so strange. I think it's gonna come down to just like a skill matchup of like whichever team is, playing their characters better.
Yeah, I think that really is going to be the thing. Rainbow Shrooms essentially has put themselves into a position where they kind of need to win the objective. They do have a lot weaker clear compared to 2-team Blechman, but by no means they have no clear. It's just a little bit harder for them. I'm a little quiet.
Agreed.
That's the first time I've ever been told I'm quiet. Jeez. People usually tell me to shut up half the time, but no, we are going to get into the series, so let me swap it on over. And I guess, would you like to introduce to us Rainbow Shrooms, there, Snarf?
Yeah. On Lyric, we have Sylvester Chung. And then down here in the bot lane, we have Vegeta on Stukov, Kizo on Anubarak, Demon Grand on Falstad, and Wizard Beast on Zeratul. On
the other side, we have Dung Beetle, that's the name, on the Tessida, who's going top. We have Denominator on Arthur, Slow Cheetah on Varian, which maybe Twin Blade, maybe Smash if they're going to stand 4-man, I don't know. Illido is going to be on the Azmodan, and Malfrix rounding things out on the Decade Gain. This could be Ooh. Kizo lost a lot of health in a very short amount of time.
They are in a Anubarak into double mage though, so I think the longer this game goes on, the more unkillable Anubarak becomes.
Yep. Albeit, one of the mages is top fighting Leoric, so I don't know how that goes. But it is gonna be... It's gonna be Orange Azmodan as well. We don't see the team fight talent, but we do see... I can remember what's called Greed. So Laser Beam build. We see Auto Attack Tacita. There's some funky stuff going on over here, and I don't know what exactly it is.
Very funky. I find this beginning part so difficult to cast just because there's like a big brawl going on. Arthas taking a lot of damage, getting a little baby heal.
Good stuff by Wizard Beast. Oh my god,
but they're also taking so much damage.
Oh, nice line fang.
The Lion's Fang gonna finish it off. Yeah, that was nice. Kizo going in there.
Vegeta gets a very aggressive silence, but Illido does have to back out, pick up some potions, and take their time. Kizo's just gonna back.
Got some backs going out from both sides. Tassadar and Leo still hanging out top, but it looks like Tassadar is really losing that health trade.
Yeah, I think it gets easier for Tassadar. Oh, hi, Denominator. How are you doing? Oh, it's 4 up here now. I don't think this is good for Arthas either, to be fair. If Leoric just hits for hand, I think Arthas just kind of dies.
Yeah. Now they do with the Zeratul. I think they're okay at this point in the game, but.
See, this is where you have to go, okay, now I'm just going to end up going back and forth for half the game going, who is fighting now? At that moment, we see Malfric's actually very low mana. This is not really somewhere where you can contest too much longer if you are ambitious, but Kizo has to burrow charge out.
Everyone on the side of... Wait, which team is in the red?
Vereda's 2-team Blechman Street.
Blechman Street. Everybody over there is completely out of mana, so we're going to see Deckard going down. Asmodee also with a pretty bad spot with that silence blocking their path. However, Anubarak takes a smash right to the face and is going to go down. So it ends up being a trade.
And yeah,
I like the smash.
Yeah, I do like smash.
I like the smash variant. That's really fun to see.
I'm so happy to see things just not taunt at this point. Oh, nice root by Denominator onto Zeratul.
Very nice, yeah.
The Prince of all foreheads. Oh, I see what you're going on about now. Where's the smash? He doesn't have mana for smash. Leoric gets to get out because of it. Dung Beetle has gone that shield, as I was trying to say, so they are able to sustain in lane more. But now both objectives are being channeled by Rainbow Shrooms. Vixie, they're not wanting
to... big silence coming out.
It's very...
It seems like... yeah, it is. But it feels like whenever there are... oh my god. More members of Rainbow Shrooms like are able to push off the members of the red team, if that makes sense. Like, I think they're having an easier time just forcing them off of the point. However, Kizo is taking a lot of damage in a really unfortunate position here, unless he has Burrow Charge. Woo!
49 health left at the lowest point. Elodo will not have the same luxury of escaping, however, as they do go down. And it may also be Denominated.
Also went very hard for that kill.
Denominator lives. I don't think Associated does. Not make an excellent Q, but I think that may be all she wrote. Zeratul goes in and does a little spin. And that will now be objective in favor of Rainbow Shrooms.
This whole game so far has been very bloody. It's a bloodbath.
We're already almost as many kills this map than any of the other 2 maps for the series we cast last. Like, we are already at 8. 1 Vala worth of kills.
Yeah,
but yeah, we can
both
see even
games actually. Yeah.
We can see Tassadar has come down now. They're going to help clear. Tassadar is good for this regard. There's actually just a lot of wave clear in general, because so while we can see there is not much, well, I can see there is only 3 people pushing in, the full Zerg wave has only been able to get a gate and barely touch the fort itself. Which we may even see just more happen top.
The clear on the side of Blechman Street is definitely really good. So giving this first objective, not even if it wasn't intentional, wasn't the worst for them. Picking up this camp. Looks like the other team is doing the same on the other side. Zeratul is kind of scouting here. You're doing Zeratul things.
Denominator does not want him near. Just chasing him on out. But they've been giving up a lot of siege and soak in this regard. Like, they're now over half a level, around about half a level behind in terms of experience. And they were just letting Phoenix and Leoric push top was a large issue there. You can see that they basically got the whole top wall as well. Oh no.
Oh, Azmodan. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah.
Quick, use trample to escape.
R.I.P. Use trample.
I unironically really love trample. I think it's such a fun ability. Am I saying it's good? No, but it is fun beyond belief.
Yes. Yeah.
I think if you're Rainbow Shrooms, you just take this trade and take bottom, right?
I think so, yeah. I think you 100% take this trade. And it looks like Blechman Street is having a little bit of a harder time pushing in. Like, they've just started hitting this fort, and Rainbow Shrooms is pretty much already done.
Yeah, they have a lot of push.
Keep with only an Azmodan to defend, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were able to get this keep wall as well. Or at least part of it.
Yeah. Especially with all those beetles helping siege as well. It is really a lot to deal with. 2-team Blechman Street has to really start doing something interesting. We can see they can. They're just going to invade instead of actually defend. So, while, yeah, you did lose a wall, you are at least picking up experience on the map, trying to create your own advantage, to create an advantage, because you are still down experience. So we can see that heroics are now online for the side of Rainbow Shrooms. We don't have
looking
Gus,
for
by the way.
something too. They want it.
Hinterlands.
Oh, Hinterlands Blast. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
That's a choice.
An avocado.
Thanks. Also, just notice that it is going to be traits at level 1 on Arthas. So Arthas has gone more cruisery build.
Yeah. I do think as this game goes on, they're going to have a lot of damage. Big Hinterlands got a little bit of a reset on that.
It hit one person. Oh, good roll just after the smash.
Very good roll. Stukov is going to be taking a little bit of damage here. Nubrak is a little split up on the point, but it looks like they're going to be regrouping here on the side, getting a little bit of healing out with that that green thing that Stukov's got.
Wait, now I can't remember what it's called.
It's like a healing pustule or something, right? I don't know.
Pathogen? I don't know.
Pathogen.
Way,
it's pathogen. Yeah.
It's taken long enough where both teams have level 10s now. We can see Syndragosa being popped pretty quickly. Well, that is everyone backpedaling. Sleep hitting 2, finding the 0-2, and the Fellstar massive shove coming out from Cheetah, not hitting anyone. Dunk coming through, clearing out the wave. But really, that's a lot of heroics used and not much found from it. That was not expecting. There's a few things here that I wasn't expecting to see, such as Arthas in general. But Syndragosa, Demonic Invasion on Azmodan, while it can work well, it's definitely an interesting choice where you're needing to fight a fair bit. And we do also see that it's going to be the other thing to note is Hinterlands. Also, we see them going in Vegeta slow. Cheetah can't quite get on top of them, however. And now we can see that maybe both Variant and Azmodan are probably in a place they don't want to be caught out. He's living longer than I expected.
Unfortunately, it's still going to be the end of Varian, though. And Zeratul is coming up here and really catching this Tassadar off guard.
Yeah, but while that was happening, there was a few backcaps of the points. Don't know when that happened, but Arthas apparently is doing his due diligence and actually getting the objectives in their favor, just so they at least have something ticking on the map while the rest of the team is getting chased down.
Yeah, I think that was really good for them, especially after losing that fight, to just get almost half of that Zerg wave. Especially since now, like, that's channel that the other team wasn't getting, you know, like, if the other team had been channeling that while everyone was dying, they would have the Zerg wave by now.
Yeah. Quick
Web coming out Arthas, and another dive onto the Deckard Cain in the back. He's going to be taking a lot of damage, and he doesn't seem to be getting a ton of support right now. Just so much CC coming out on that poor Deckard.
But
so Falset also taking
trouble.
a lot of damage here.
Shove misses from Vegeta.
Orb coming out to finish the kill, as well as Syndragosa.
Syndragosa stole the kill.
Oh man, yeah, it did.
But that was a fight.
That is gonna be Zerg wave for blue team though. So even though they lost that fight, they did get the Zerg. I don't know. Oh, nice kill, nice.
Good end kill by Zeratul.
Even though they won the fight and lost the Zerg wave, I think it's still going to be fine just because they do have such good clear for it. Missing Azmodan hurts them a little bit, but I don't think they lose more than a fort here even so.
I love seeing Varian just smash into a Zerg wave and just seeing his health just have to be protected. That fort went down quick, and we can see bottom's actually faring much better. But basically the whole team was up for Rainbow Shrooms. Really, it was just Vegeta down. And I wouldn't exactly say that he's needed for his siege damage here.
We are clear of the Zerg. Huh. Who designed this ramshackle?
Honestly, that could have been worse for 2-10 Blechman there. Of all heroes to lose, sure, Azmodan isn't great, but at least you did still have your Tassadar.
Yeah, I think losing both of the mages there would have made it a little bit harder for them to clear. I think Arthas does have pretty okay clear for it with trait build and everything. Just, he does a pretty decent amount of damage. I do want to say though that like consistently throughout this game, Rainbow Shrooms has had a solid 1-level lead. So I would really like Blechman Street to do something to kind of like take away that lead a little bit, you know, take a nice fight. These are two people just, you know, kind of by themselves looking on the other side of the map. So this could be a really, really great engage for Blechman Street here if they can take it.
Yeah. The problem for 2-10 is I should really be consistent with what you're saying. The problem with full Blechman Street is they don't have a consistent quick lockdown into a team with actually quite a lot of mobility. Your easiest to get target is your easiest to kill target if you can get onto them is realistically going to be Stukov, but they've not been easy to reach by any means. Because what?
Yeah, I mean, on like you really only have one dive hero in Smash Varian, and then Arthas kind of has to walk his way in. So if he gets CC'd on his way in, whether it's like stunned by the Anubarak or cocooned like we saw in the previous fight, it kind of leaves Varian in there by himself.
Yeah.
I do like this work push from Rainbow Shrooms though. They saw that everyone was top, saw that they had an opportunity, got some keep damage, and now they're gonna walk away.
I did say it last series with decision making, some people aren't great at it. They have been very quick just to go, oh, we see the team there, go. Like they
have been. They've been getting a lot of like little value.
Their shot caller, they are all just listening to them and they are going as soon as something is said. No. I'd say look where Zero Tool is, and I'm like, there's not really any quick way or easy way to lock him down.
There isn't, but he isn't blink build, so he is a little bit easier to catch than like the like
I
4
don't think
blink
they should be
Vorpal blade.
chasing this aggressively
You know,
over.
they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. You're very right.
That maybe Dung Beetle
and that is a big engage. Hinterland's Blast coming out onto the Entomb, as well as a Silence. It's just so much damage and so much CC layered on top of each other. I feel like any team has difficulty dealing with that, especially one that doesn't have a consistent cleanse.
Yeah. And that is all 5 dead.
That is going to be all 5 dead, a
Tag boss real
Zergwave,
quick.
and a boss. Yeah.
Anybody else getting a
Amazing bait skills from that Zeratul there. As well as just like the snap decision of realizing, okay, my team is here, I can stop baiting and I can just hit this Tassadar right in the face.
I can go now. I can hurt people. Yeah, Zeratul... While we were trepidatious about it at first, Zeratul is turning out to be a really good choice, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Oh, Dung Beetle, not again. This is deja vu for Dung, but nice.
Oh, the sleep! The sleep!
I thought the spikes were about to kill Dung Beetle. Wizard Beast wants it. Yep. Oh.
I think he dies for this, though. Yeah, he wanted that trade really bad.
My stream has just stuttered. Oh, we're back.
I don't hate that trade for them, honestly, though, just because... Oh.
I'm back.
You're back? Okay.
Yeah. Denominator gets Entomb, and that's him going down. That was very unfortunate because I missed 2 kills basically in that regard. One being Zeratul dying, the other being the Arthas. But I think that is all she wrote anyway. Zeratul at least dead, so you got something if you're 2-team Blechman that you were a bit annoyed about. But that will be the end of this map. Going over relatively comfortably in the end to Rainbow Shrooms. GG's. Yeah, you can see on my stream it just freeze. And then go into the reconnecting screen. Oh. What a time. So that map was weird. For a long time it was just even.
It was mostly even on the map, but I think starting very early we saw that 1 level lead come out for Rainbow Shrooms, and they held it for pretty much the entire game.
Yeah, they didn't really...
And
it was very good that they didn't give Blechman Street a chance to get back. So while they were pushing their advantages when able, they didn't stay too long. It's probably a big thing to know. They didn't stay too long at any given point. Anything else you notice about the map in particular?
I don't know. I kind of just want to like talk about the starting Tassadar top at the beginning. I think that was a really interesting decision. I mean, I'm thinking maybe they didn't want to send like a pre-level 4 Varian, and they also didn't want to leave their team without a tank. So the thought was like, why don't we just have our Varian and our Arthas in the bot lane? So we have kind of like a real tank in between the two of them.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I think Tassadar really struggles into pretty much any 1v1 like that early, especially into a bruiser that has some sustain.
Yeah, because once he gets level 4, it makes it easier with shield. But in saying that, Arthas really doesn't do well into Leoric. Varian pre-level 4, just kind of bad. I mean, there's no two ways about it, just kind of bad. Also, welcome Crate Beast, and I've never actually asked how to say the name. Eowyn? I'm feeling real bad now because I have seen Lord of the Rings. I do actually like the series. But in terms of talents, interesting we see Leoric go fealty unto death. Usually we only see that if it's a big map that they're double soaking on. So seeing it on this smaller map, we are not really going to get as much value out of it as maybe Aussie and Renewal does do. So it's interesting to see. But really, to me, what stood out is the amount that 210 Blechman Street was willing to chase Zeratul when they really don't have any good way of stopping him from going where he wants.
Most heroes on the team can't really consistently reveal him either if he's further away. Like Azmodan Globe is pretty inconsistent. Arthas, you would have to be either in range or land a lucky route. The only ones that I think are like really good at revealing him would be Tassadar and Deckard.
But Tassadar didn't go Oracle.
I just mean with like Psionic Storm. Yeah.
Either way, that was that. So I guess we'll see what our next map is as we will be going to Cursed Hollow. Which is another map we just don't see as often anymore.
I feel like this is the map that people really bring out like cheesy stuff on. I know I personally have played a couple of pretty cheesy games.
Oh, you're ready for the
Hollow.
You're ready for the what's it called again? I can never remember what it's called. Juice Pirates in. The silence is it all, folks.
Please no.
Please no. They do not.
Please no.
What's so wrong with the juice?
I don't think it's fun to play against, or cast. Like, it's not fun. It's not fun to watch. It's not fun to play, and it's not fun to play
I think one
against.
of my best casts is me just losing my mind at the people just flying into the fort over and over again, just dying as Sonya kept leaping on them.
Oh my god.
Which turns out Sonya is amazing counter to Juice Pirates because you're all getting out in one very tight spot.
Yeah. If you have the level 20 upgrade for medevac though, you're invulnerable when you come out.
Just get area crater. Everyone's still stuck in a small area. Easy. Also, if you're going area crater, you're doing something very wrong. Or you're really not scared at all for whatever reason.
I mean, chances are you're up like 5 levels in XP.
Probably. If not, you're also somehow doing that wrong. But right. Join off with me, by the way. We do have a lobby.
Oh, lovely. I don't know why it's not just like putting me in the lobby when you join.
Look, I also have a problem where if the person I'm in a party with enters a lobby, I also don't just auto join.
It's so weird. It's like with some people I do and some I don't.
Mm-hmm. I blame the small indie company that made the game.
Honestly.
Which, to be fair, is correct. Technically, they are the reason behind it. But right, what I should do is say casters are ready. I'd like to see a Sylvanas here.
I would love to see a Sylvanas.
I would love to see Sylvanas here. Like,
I think Sylvanas in general, like, I'm just noticing is such a strong hero. She's never bad.
Personally bad at her. But for the people who can actually play Sylvanas, I do love seeing Sylvanas get played.
Mm-hmm. I've played a lot of Sylvanas in my days, but I think I'm starting to realize that, like, I'm not actually that good with her. And I don't quite know what I'm doing wrong, but I feel like I'm not doing as much damage as I should be in teamfights. And so most of the time I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go push this lane and hope they don't respond to me. And I think that's the only reason my win rate on her is so high.
Yeah, apparently part of my head just doesn't for some reason go, I'm just gonna push. I will always go fight, because something in my dumb 8 brain just goes, yes, time to fight. And that's even though I play offlane. If I play offlane, if for some reason I purely understand, I could just stay in soak. My team doesn't need me. But as soon as I'm like, anything that's vaguely pushy but as an assassin, I'm like, yes, time to run it down. Time to run down the enemy. Sorry. Right. Let me swap it on over. And we see Stukov banned immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Stukov was oppressive.
Mm-hmm. He had good healing numbers throughout the game, as well as just Silent Circle is such a hassle.
I think on Braxis as well, that's one of his strongest maps, just because like you have to be in that area. And it's the same thing on this map, you know, like a lot of choke points around the tribute spawn locations as well as boss points. And the Zeratul, they just don't want any of it.
Yeah, well, Zeratul was definitely an issue for them as well, and it still can do well on this map. If you let him just roam, he can do a lot of damage to people rotating, to structures in general. It can be an issue, especially as this is a map where one of the most popular strategies is just 1-3-1 and just have 2 strong people in the side lanes. Now show me Murky. Also Phoenix banned out again.
The Phoenix
exact
ban
same
again.
bans.
There
Exact
must
same
be
bans.
a Phoenix. There must be a Phoenix player on the other team.
Which, to be fair, this is a good map for Phoenix as well.
I don't even think I know. Like, I don't think I've seen enough Phoenix played to truly understand like which maps he's good on and which maps he's not.
So he does do well in off lanes. He does beat out a decent amount of off laners. Specifically, the Auric does struggle a lot into Phoenix because he has a small effective health while the shields don't count.
Right. First pick Gazlo.
Brave.
These comps are interesting and I like it. Brave and
Johanna was banned
Johanna,
last
really strong first 2 picks.
Yeah. I haven't seen much Junkrat, I realized. This is
I think that's something
you
you see more of the higher you go. I feel like there's always a Junkrat in my games and it's freaking annoying.
Snarf's just sitting here like, oh, the good old days where I didn't have to play against Junkrat watching all these matches. Instead you get weird things
Jaina.
like...
I love Jaina.
I don't recall you seeing you play her until before this year, then suddenly you just keep playing her. I'm like, interesting.
I played her a while ago, and like I kind of would just like play her if I wasn't playing like other characters. She was pretty low on my priority list. But I think I've realized like how strong she can be within the last year or so, and I play her a lot more frequently now.
Yeah. Look, I can't comment much about playing weird heroes or anything like that. I love playing Samuro. And Ducky's probably seen me like, what? Yes! Samuro is honestly one of my favorite. I like playing the non-standard heroes. The less standard a hero is, the more likely I am to enjoy it. Also, when people tell me, no, don't play that hero, I'm like, well, you've made a horrible mistake. That's all I'm doing for the next month. It happened with Rexar, and it happened with Samuro.
I think Rexar is considered a little bit more standard, depending on the map, if it's like Dragonshire or Braxis. Pretty similar comp coming out from Rainbow Shrooms with the Falstad and the Lyric.
I do like the Falstad.
I do think,
I don't know.
Dahaka is still available. Oh no, they have a Gazlo. Just kidding.
You can double Bruiser here. It's not a terrible idea.
You could, yeah. Gazlo can do a pretty decent amount of damage as well, especially with...
I was gonna say, honestly,
Jaina.
show me Zagara. And yeah, there it is.
Yeah. I like Zagara a lot on this map.
Yep, big map so you can get away with split pushing. Why not? This map is... Remember when Zagara was what I'd call a fucking problem? I shouldn't be swearing on my screen, but there was that patch for like a good 3-4 months where Zagara was just such a problem. This is the map that made me, oh my god. Well, Snarf, you get to see something you love playing.
Ooh.
Tracer. Something I can't play on my ping, but you have had plenty of experience in.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been playing her as much recently. I think I kind of like... I played her so much, I think I got a little bored, honestly. But she's such a great hero, and she's prioritized really heavily, especially in like EU. I've been noticing. There's so much Tracer in high ranks in EU.
I have seen that actually. I've started when I'm up at God knows what hour because I woke up at like 5 a.m. my time and can't sleep. I'm like, let's see what EU's happening, and I'm just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it's they have a lot of different priorities. I think it's really interesting to see like across the different regions who prioritizes what. And that was one of the really cool things about seeing like the Heroes International games as well, because they had some of the they had Korean teams playing. And one thing that I've noticed that is completely different from both NA and EU is that Korea prioritizes Raynor.
Raynor
Like,
and Lucio, I remember them
Raynor.
doing. a lot.
Right, but it's like Lucio is like pretty standard, right? But like Raynor is not really seen in NA or EU.
He's just good,
competitive
consistent
play.
damage.
He is, but it's like you still don't really see him.
Outside of what?
People, I feel like.
Battlefield?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we should probably introduce the teams before we go on a further tangent.
Probably.
So would you like to introduce to us a blue team of Rainbow Shroom, please?
Mm-hmm. On Leoric, we have Sylvester Chung. On Falstad, we have Demon Grand, Wizard Beast on Tracer, Vegeta on Brightwing, and Kizo on that Johanna.
On the other side of things, we do have Denominator already in top lane Zagara. We do see Mr. Bagaby on the... I don't know why his name threw me off so much. On the Gazlo, we do see Zamfix, Muradin, Melfrix on the... Why are their names so similar? It's like similar. I was like, oh god, that broke my brain for a brief moment. This is not my day. On the very aggressive Deckard Cain, just walking straight up to the healer and the tank.
Also, I love the symmetry in these potions. Like, look at them. They're perfect.
It's like a formation of birds.
Uh-huh.
Also, phase shift coming out already, but we can see Zagara going down top. Tracer's probably one of the better ones to catch her out, to be fair. That's a good pick. That is a very good pick into her.
I think as the game goes on, Zagara can do more damage to Tracer than you'd think. And if she's good with her roachlings and stuff, then you could try to eat the pulse bomb as well.
Yeah.
But I think generally in this early game, Tracer can walk all over a Zagara. And so I think that could be really frustrating for Blechman Street.
I do like seeing just Tracer floating around because she's doing
waiting so patiently for these engages. I really love to see it.
Fortunately, Gazlo does live there, so Wizard Beast may be a bit annoyed that there was that person living, but she is being so patient, and that is something not a little... I'm definitely not. I just push buttons on Tracer and pray, and that's apparently not how you meant to go. Don't. If you see me playing Tracer, just assume I'm probably inadvertently throwing at some point.
Oh no.
Not on purpose, I'm just bad. Right, we do see Tracer's being a little bit cheeky getting vision. Well, oh, you can't be this low if you know Tracer's somewhere nearby. I don't know, Tracer's one of those ones where I don't understand her half the time. I don't know where when her damage happens, but all I know is I don't want to be near her sometimes.
Yeah, that's pretty fair, honestly. Just not wanting to be around her is pretty fair.
Now, is that assessing her character or assessing how she plays as a toolkit?
As her toolkit.
Yeah, she's like, man, just don't be around Tracer. She's so annoying.
Just ew, yeah.
I was about to say something like, I don't know where I want to go with this joke anymore. It's like, maybe let's just dial it back. I'm like, I don't know where to go with that. Just, she has a weird laugh. I don't know. That feels too personal, though, just making fun of someone's laugh. I'm like, that doesn't feel nice.
Ooh, the aggressive roll. Very aggressive, just making sure they get that stall. Kizo taking a little bit of poke damage, but the Zagara minions haven't really scaled, so they're really chunking Johanna yet. However, she is doing a lot of splash damage with those banelings.
Wizard Beast is
Tracer
on
getting
slow
out some
cheater
nice
in backline,
damage.
yeah.
Jaina did take Lingering Chill at 1. I do like that into Tracer just to CC her for longer. There's a lot of... Ooh.
Disconnect Denominator. So I'm going to quickly change it back over to this stream because someone once said, oh, please don't show it because we don't want to see what's happening on the map, even though everyone knows more or less where everyone else is at the moment. Yeah, not really too much has happened where I can comment like this is what we're seeing happening so far. It's all pretty standard play. It was a good early kill on Zag, but I don't think Zag had her vision fully up yet is probably the big thing to note.
Yeah.
And Zag without her creep down, without her vision down, becomes a much scarier world for her. How are you feeling about seeing this so far? What are you expecting people to... Never mind, we're getting back into it.
Oh, we're going back.
I remember to quick scene because we see Gazlo going down pretty quickly after that. Denominator walks straight back in. Very unfortunate that you did happen to lose a few because of that disconnect where you knew you had the number advantage. But sometimes it does happen. There's not much you can do about it.
We also saw Jaina, or Tracer and Johanna chase down that Jaina, and now everybody on the blue side is just trying to keep everybody away so they can finally get that channel. Deckard Cain looks like he wants to go for a spicy cube, but he's gonna make the safe choice and he's gonna back up.
Look, now that I'm on like a hero that has any ranged abilities or I just want to throw my W or E, I'm like, I could, and then I die for it. We do see Demon Grand flying down bottom, just making space. Kizo halving in the bush, none the wise if that's what's happening. And now I can see people are just resetting back to their lanes.
We did see some chip damage on that bottom tower, getting almost that entire wall in favor of the side of Blechman Street. But we also, I think, there was a mid camp that pushed down in mid here in favor of Rainbow Shrooms. So pretty even damage trades for these, and Rainbow Shrooms again is about a level ahead in soak.
Yeah, and again, they're just doing very well at making sure they're staying ahead, but that is a bit easier when you have your global. We did see Demon Grand flew down immediately after the fight, and they're actually able to clean up. They're actually able to get that experience lead from that, because it took a long time for 210 Blechman Street to really get in a position where they can start soaking again. And I think they just need to be a little bit quicker onto getting to lanes, making sure they can get the experience without letting too far go.
Agreed. They also do have level 7 online though, which really helps out Jaina. She's got her level E. That's really when Jaina's builds start to come online. That's a really big...
It's taking a lot. It goes down.
They are without their tank. They've got some chip damage though. I think it is still possible for them to poke this out a little bit. They've got Gazlo turrets and overall just a lot of chip damage.
They're just throwing a lot of shit at the objective and seeing what's sticking, in all honesty. Unfortunately, not much at the moment, because we do see they are getting chased out. Demon Grand gets the turn-in. Not the turn-in, the actual curse. And we are now 2 for 3. Next one actually being the curse active. And I don't think you need this many people doing this one cap.
Probably not. We do see Rainbow Shrooms going over there and starting their own boss. I think it's a really good play for them. They're also probably going to be 10 by the next time the next objective rolls around, and I'm not quite sure if the other team is going to make it. So this could just be a free curse point for them, since they have already gotten those 2 and are so ahead in XP at this point.
I'd like them to go see. Let me try it again. I like to see them go do the other boss instead.
That maybe.
You don't need to do curse. If you get Gaslight here, definitely. Oh yeah, that's the tomb.
That's a I think starting that other boss would be an okay play for them right now if Leoric makes it out alive. But they also do have to worry about defending this mid camp here. You know, they don't want to lose this front mid wall. So it looks like they don't really have the time anymore, so they're gonna opt to just clear this out. As the other team defends that bottom boss, which looks like it didn't get more than a wall, but you know, that's fine. It opened up the lane for free.
I want to also note a few things. We do have Gust available for Falstaff this time. Blazed Shield, Entomb, Sticky Bomb, Pulse Round, sorry.
Pulse Rounds, the charge rate, yeah.
Blink Heal, probably. Look, I don't know. One's blue, one's orange, one's the other.
One's
I don't know what Sticky Bombs.
Deckard Cain.
Oh, Deckard
coming in for that, but and Jaina as well, caught by the Entomb. That is really, really unfortunate.
Unfortunately,
right as the start of the curse.
That's why you can't be ahead of your tank, is the unfortunate thing. But speaking of a tank, they're still not having a fun time. Good hammer, but polymorph, stun. Is there jump available? Yes, there is. They get out.
Oof.
Woo.
That was so
scarier
close.
For Mirrodin than I think they wanted it.
No, I like that.
Denominator's down.
Yep. I like that Rainbow Shrooms is just starting to put pressure on this bottom keep, since they know that those minions are going to take that bottom fort eventually. So just not spending the time taking that fort when they could just start getting keep damage in advance, I think is really, really good for them to just maintain their lead and their advantage.
I don't know if that was ever the intention. I think it just worked out that way.
Yeah, because they chased Mirrodin so far up, they were like, well, might as well stay.
While we're here.
We're already here.
Might as well.
So we've already got 2 forts in favor, or 2 forts up in favor of Rainbow Shrooms, and they're going to start hitting this third one as well. We do have the members of Blechman Street coming to defend, so it looks like they're not going to get this one quite yet. But we have a pretty substantial map and level lead for Rainbow Shrooms right now.
Oh,
and a spicy kill on the Zagara. Z coming out on Falstad, make sure he gets out okay, and Tracer as well, just kind of lingering around here to make sure she can peel.
And it looks like I see it just to the left of my screen. They're doing boss, which you can now. Zagara's down to the biggest.
This is a little spicy. This is a little spicy. I think they're gonna be fine because Zagara, yeah. It's just, yeah, the death timers are pretty low, but they're just ripping through this boss. So I think this is gonna be pretty in favor.
Never mind, Meriden's gone in.
For them.
Oh, unfortunately, I think that was a bit too early in terms of the Lornado. Good Gravo Bomb, but even better Gust, unfortunately for them. That is a great cocoon, not cocoon, you know what I mean, because either way, it's getting free kills for more was a great setup for it. And even though, sure, you lost the boss, you did get a triple kill, and that basically evens out the problem that they were having of experience.
The Gust came out just in time to get everyone off the point so they could cap that boss, but Gravabomb and Ma coming out directly after pretty much sealed the fate of 3 members of Rainbow Shrooms. So this could be a really great opportunity for them to come back. They're already evening out their levels. This boss really doesn't get any value. However, in the bot lane, they're really looking at Jaina here. And I don't think she really has a chance to get out. She doesn't have Ice Block. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Even Ice Block just delays the inevitable there. Like, you still don't have the movement to get out. Maybe if you have Ice Blink, but then you're committing to Ice Blink instead of things such as Winter Mute being probably the one that most people pick.
I had an AI take Ice Blink for me at one point when I briefly DC'd in a Jaina game, and it actually lost us the game. Like, because I didn't have Winter Mute, it was tragic.
Just use it like a really shitty Calamity. I don't think you can be here. You're missing too many people if you're the side of Tuesday and Blechman. Yep, we can see him backing out, but I think it's too late. Malfric's taking a lot.
In for the Gust as well.
Oh, nice
Gusting them
Gust.
back in. Deckard getting some nice healing along the way.
Demon Grand actually going down. So that's a 1-for-1, but
Jaina,
one of those
however,
ones
is pushed completely out of this fight, which is still leaving the numbers advantage for Rainbow Shrooms. Tracer doing a lot of chip damage here in the back. Rainbow Shrooms is able to cap that camp, and Z coming out to get Johanna nice and healthy again.
Yeah, those Bright Wings. What I've noticed so far is Bright Wings in general are doing pretty well across these series. They're pretty onto it with their phase shifts. They're pretty onto it with cleanses as well.
It seems like a lot of the times there are phase shifts coming out in fights and just not getting interrupted either. There aren't a lot of potential interrupts from the side of Blechman Street this game.
It gets a bit
so
easier
I feel like it would be
when Slow Cheetah gets I assume Numbing Blast.
Numbing the armor reduction?
Wait,
Root.
Is Root numbing or was Root? I don't read what talents are called. I just know what it looks like. I just know where it is.
I know that I'm pretty sure Numbing Blast is the armor reduction. I'm not sure what the root is called.
Come on, you're the Jaina player here. You should know.
I know. I'm blanking right now. I know like the names of all of her talents.
You don't even have the Mephisto excuse you did last time.
I think it might be like Howling Winds or something.
We'll find out soon enough.
We'll find out, yeah.
Provided she picks it, which I hope she does. Also, thing to
I think that'd be really good for her here.
Thing to note, 16, they do also get potentially corrosive saliva on Zagara, and that will make it a lot harder.
With the pickup of Hydralisk Transfusion at 13, we can assume that they are also going to go corrosive saliva. And I think that their 16s are pretty huge, honestly. They have a really good 16 talent tier across the board.
How do you feel about Tracer going untouchable?
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I think Jumper is usually the pick.
Yes.
So Untouchable, while does have more damage, does definitely hurt your survivability a little bit. That's my understanding. Oh, Mirrodin has his jump eaten. Unfortunately, we see Gravon directly under him. That is a double bomb. Well, Mr. Bagger B gets entombed. We do see them more going out onto both Keto and Sylvester Chung, so they don't have the damage fully on them. But Boss is still going to be pushing forward. Jaina does complete quest. We do see that it is going to be Numbing Blast, which is the root.
I'm wrong?
You're wrong.
Oh my god, I was
see...
like so confident that wasn't it. I'm sorry.
Zagara did get the kill onto Felstar. Zagara, nope, doesn't quite live. Tracer does not care. She does run her down. Vegeta going in, getting a nice little blink heal on Wizard Beast to keep him alive. But this keep does go down. Boss pushing to core, and Tribute will be spawning in the next 20 seconds. So Zagara won't be up, but Mirrodin will be for it. And unfortunately, Felstar will be there before Zagara can get there thanks to Flight.
I do want to say I was thinking about it for a second, and I think the reasoning behind Untouchable is because it does give you that movement speed as well after blinking, and that does help a little bit against Jaina.
I do not
So
play
that could have
Tracer
been the
enough.
thought process behind that, just for the little bit of movement speed.
Grab a
It's
bomb.
a really big Gravel Bomb coming out. Gonna
Only
be a
by
lot of
one.
damage on that Johanna or Leoric.
The Blessed Shield peeling to keep Sylvester
Barely
Chung
gonna make it
alive.
out. Oof.
That was a very good
Some of
Blessed
these-
Shield. While it wasn't setting up
Some of
kills,
these fights have been so incredibly close.
it did help it keep incredibly close. Oh no,
Oh,
Jaina
what's
goes
happening
down.
mid?
I was not looking there, I was looking at the wave going bottom, that's on me. We can see, oh, nice slow from Joanna, triple hit, and we can see great Entomb. Malfret's getting a good root there, but they have Tracer on them. They do have the healing, but they don't have a fort protecting them. The team trying to peel Tracer off. Tracer eventually losing health, does have to back off. Kizo's to this Chung just focusing on the mission at hand, taking down fort, and that will be mid gone. However, Falstad unfortunately is gone once again, so that is a decent amount of the building damage gone, while yes or no Tracer can do well. She isn't as good as Falstad, I'd say, is actually getting soak.
Yeah, I think as far as structure damage, like losing Falstad here really hurts them.
Also interesting we see W build on Tracer so far. We're getting heavy-handed instead of
That's
Ricochet.
my favorite build.
Yeah. So now I've seen Ricochet
I really
a lot
like-
recently.
Yeah, I mean, really, like, your level 1 kind of decides what you're going to be taking usually. If you go for the range, then you'll usually go for Ricochet. I do really like Sticky Bomb with the punch build, because when you get your level 20s, there's a couple of options for you at that point.
Oh, yeah.
I've recently actually been really liking, what's it called? Composition B, where it drops a second bomb at the feet of the person you stick that explodes slightly sooner. It's really good with Sticky Bomb just because of the range that, like, or the area that you get on it. And it's really great for, like, burst damage and follow-up. But,
I was going to say, this is their last chance to get level 25 in a while. Good work on that. Lornado, nice triple hit on the, I was say more as well, but unfortunately grabbed the bomb a little bit early. Doesn't quite get anyone there. Nice double Entomb denominator. Mr. Baggerby stuck in it. We can see Zagara going down. We see the Graslow going down. Shadow Cheetah is in a 1v1 with Wizard Beast below, but now we have a problem for 210 Blechman Street, where they have to defend boss top into a half L4 against all 5 people, as well as they do have constant pressure still bottom. So how they defend this is definitely going to be a big question mark here.
yeah, I think this is going to be really difficult for them. We have Jaina making sure that bottom is pushed out so they don't have to worry about it as this Bosch pushes forward. That is a pretty stacked group of people for some Jaina damage, but I'm not quite sure they feel confident. It doesn't look like Jaina feels very confident stepping up into that team, which I can definitely understand.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Zamfix is
It doesn't
just
look
decided
like
to
it doesn't
go-
look like they're going to be able to defend this.
It's gonna be definitely, yeah. I think that, unfortunate boss fight there a little bit too late. The Entombs have been good. The Gusts have been good. In general, well played by both teams. Just Rainbow Shrooms does take it at the end of the day, giving us our second 2-0. Anything to note about that map to you?
I think it was overall a pretty dominant game from Rainbow Shrooms. I think even more so than the first game. They just had so much pressure going throughout the game, especially after getting, I think, every tribute they were able to cap, whether they won the fight or they had the level advantage. So Blechman Street just wasn't able to come in and stall that objective. With their team, they were really able. Sorry.
No worries.
I dropped something.
I
They were
understand
really able to just get some early picks that like kind of helped give them a little bit of lead in the very beginning, and then as the game continued, they were able to keep it again. Like they really, I think they're really good at keeping their advantage as a team. You know, they do take risks, but every time they do, it's usually something that is like a good, like a favorable risk for them to take. And I think that's like a really, whoever shot calls for their team has some pretty good decision making, and the rest of the team as well is just really good about like following those calls, it seems. I would also like to say Johanna did so much damage that game.
Oh my
like
god.
if you look at the stats, she's like almost beating, like she's pretty much tied with all of the DPS in the game. That's really, really fun.
That's impressive to say the least.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, very well played by the team there. Looking at talents, again, it was Numbing Blast. I'm gonna hold that
Yeah,
over
what
the
is
Jaina
the
player.
I wanna see hold on, I need to see what
can
the
look,
name of I
You
need
can
to see
look,
the
I'm keeping
name
these up.
of the other ones. Cause now I'm curious, is the other one oh, okay, it's Numbing Blast and Northern Exposure.
Oh, that's right. I had no clue what the other one was called, but now
Yeah,
that
the
you say
other
it
one
out
is
loud,
Northern Exposure. For some reason I thought they were switched. Like I thought Numbing, because I think numbing, I think like, oh, like just like the name of it is like, oh, like you're numb, like you're taking more damage, you know? But that's the root. My brain is just not
to be fair, if
working
I'm numb,
quite
I really
properly.
don't want to move.
Exactly. I guess so. Yeah, I guess it goes both ways.
And if I don't know what sort of joke to make from exposing wins, whatever the other one is called. But yeah, exposed minus armor makes sense as well.
Yeah, Northern Exposure.
No exposure, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna see if anyone's willing to have a chat with us, and if not, they're rude. It was Rainbow Shrooms who won in the end. Rainbow Shrooms. Interview? And we'll see if anyone is willing to have a yarn with us. But no, otherwise in terms of talents, everything else is kind of a relatively standard array. The weird thing was Untouchable, as we had noted from the Tracer. I do wonder about Decade, why Scroll of Identify? It does feel a bit more inconsistent than... I can't remember what the blue one is called. Not Sapphire,
Sapphire?
but the actual scroll one itself.
Oh.
The one that gives up to 40% spell power.
Yeah. Field Study.
Field Study, yep, thank you.
Field Study.
That one usually is more consistent, and actually, if you're going Scroll of Stone Curse, it actually does, in general, more damage if you can link the E's well enough, just because 40% spell power is a lot of spell power. Right, it appears we are going to be talking with someone, and I don't know their name because when I have OBS open, I haven't bothered checking off the thing that makes it so I can see full names. So we're going to be going on over to the NGS Discord and having a chat with someone. So I'll see you there, Snarf.
I'll meet you there.
Hello.
Hello.
We have Sylvester Chung, that's correct?
That's me, yes.
Good, because whenever I have OBS open, I can't see people's names. How are you feeling about that series?
I'm feeling pretty good. That was our first 2-0 this season, so it was definitely an occasion for much celebration for us.
You know what?
Nice.
Fair
It
enough.
was really, really well played from you guys.
Thank you.
Was there any special prep you guys did coming into this into the series against 210 Blechman? Did you guys like put an extra time into it, or did you guys kind of know what the team already does, so you didn't really have to do too much?
We did our traditional scouting, and I can attest to that because I ended up doing most of it because I had that much free time. I guess it just worked out well, and that is something that I'm happy about because it's actually only my second time doing scouting. But yeah, I just looked at their profiles and NGS records and tried to figure out what we could from that information and went from there.
Right. And how, unless I've done things wrong, how do you guys feel about going to Braxis? Because it's not everyone's favorite by any means. Some people very much dislike Braxis.
Yeah, we actually haven't talked too much about like what maps that we are good on, but we did notice that Blechman was not having the best success on Braxis, so we thought that was a good sort of first move, if you will, because we felt that we had strength on them in general on that map.
Yeah. And what? Your Zeratul did just have what appeared to be quite a fun jaunt around the map, not really being able to get locked down. But were you expecting to see the actual frontline that was Arthas with a Smash variant, and you having actually to go against Vitasadar for a little bit?
No, that was we were definitely talking about that. We're like, who are we going to see in the off lane? And we're all talking. We're talking. I'm top, and we're like Tassadar.
Yeah.
But then I just went at it as best I could. And I mean, part of being in the off lane is just having to be prepared for anything, and that can be Tassadar.
That can be a Tassadar. Yeah, that was pretty much our reaction to. We were also talking about like, oh, like is it going to be the Arthas or the Varian? And then they both showed bottom, and we were like,
Yeah, like
okay.
literally getting introduced was like weird. Tassadar showing top, thought
Tassadar
nothing
is
of
in
it.
the top lane.
Went back like, no, he is sticking to it, running out in front. I'm like,
he was
oh,
there.
okay. Sorry, just thinking a little bit.
Leoric
You guys...
to Tassadar is not a matchup I practice often.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it looked from what we could see, like it seemed like you were doing pretty well in it. Like you were always winning the damage trades. So whatever you were doing it right.
Thank you.
But in general, who is your... No, not in general, I guess. Who is your shot caller, and what is kind of how you guys go about your actual listening to the shots called and going through? Because there are a lot of times where, like, actually, your team is very quick about getting into the right spot and not overstaying your welcome.
Believe it or not, we actually have a pretty democratic shot calling process. As the person in the off lane and who has the least perspective on the game, I'm actually the person who contributes to it least, but everyone is providing suggestions of go here, do that, go here, do that. I mean, and we all have different perspectives. Obviously, Vegeta is our healer, and Wizard Beast is a comparatively new player, so he comes at it from a slightly different dimension. Kizo has a lot of experience from League of Legends and will bring that thought process in of like, in League of Legends I can do this. Is this a good idea? If there's an overall sort of like the person who makes the final decision, it'll either be Howlin Knight, who is our captain but could not play tonight because she is not feeling well. I hope you're doing okay, Howlin. Hope you feel better. Or Demon Grand, who is in a similar position. I think he's technically supposed to be co-captain, but does not have that label for some reason.
I can tell you that. Hopefully, that's just usually the captain needs to give him that. So maybe that's just yet to happen, but hopefully your captain does get well soon. I don't like hearing people be sick, especially considering I've been out more or less a fair amount this year being injured or sick, and it's not fun at the best of times and really draining at the worst. But map number 2, we did see you guys go to Cursed. Did you guys choose Cursed? Was it? Yes. Yes, you did. Why Cursed? Because it's not something we see as often anymore, despite me really enjoying the map.
It was refreshing, yeah.
Yeah, it basically the same story. We know that we can do Cursed pretty well. We saw on Blechman's records that they have less success, and it was like, okay, we can try to leverage this.
It's always nice when you can see that in like somebody else's match history and be like, hey, like this is a map that we generally do okay on and they don't usually, so let's try to take them here.
Yeah, I think we lucked out in that sense, in that their strengths play to our weaknesses to a certain extent, and our strengths play to their weaknesses, and so it became in that sense a skill match of like how do we control where things are going, and I guess we came out on top there.
Right.
For sure.
And there were some very good fights at map. For one that I can think of the most, it was probably the main point where like, oh, how's this going to go after this, was the first boss fight on their boss, where sure, you guys got a good gust, but unfortunately there was just a very well-laid Gravo Bomb more combo. What was your guys kind of thoughts from that, and then going, okay, how do we make sure we can minimize that happening again as much as possible?
That was definitely the major thing on our minds, and I remember when they tried it again, we were just watching it. We're like, okay, let's see how do we get out of this. But as to the boss fight itself, I know we were a little bit like, well, that could have gone better, but it also could have gone a lot worse overall, because not to pat ourselves on the back, but that was actually their first kills that game. We had a lead, and while we lost some of it, we were in no way like, oh gosh, we're suddenly on the back foot. We knew we could recover.
Yeah, I think that was something pretty consistent throughout both of the games, is that you guys were able to get a lead pretty early on in the game and keep like a solid level and a half lead consistently throughout both games. And that's not something you really see a lot of teams do.
Yeah, I've been in positions where our team is like never wins a single game the entire season, and
I've been
so
there as well.
I
don't
definitely
worry.
know how that can go.
But yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything else to ask. Snarf, is there anything left for you?
Um, I don't think so, no.
So in that case, I guess I leave it the floor open to you, Sylvester. Do you have anything you'd like to say? Any thanks? Any shout outs? The floor is yours.
Sure. I would just like to obviously say congratulations, guys. Good job, Rainbow Shrooms. That was a lot of fun. I wanted to definitely call out Kizo and Wizard, who this is definitely Wizard's first season, and I think it's Kizo's first as well. And I think they're doing marvelously well under those circumstances. And it's a pleasure to play with them. The last thing I want to mention is just to give a shout out to a friend, Little Barista, who plays with me frequently. We were having some concerns about getting people in and having enough team, and Barista volunteered to be an off-roster sub in case we needed it. And we did not need it, but I just wanted to say thank you to them nonetheless.
Nice. In that case, I hope you have a good rest of your evening, and again, well played.
Thank you.
Right, let's call back Snarf one last time for the evening. And we have Snarf back for, well, it's probably the last time this evening, unless something goes very wrong and I somehow end up with another cast. I don't think I convinced you to stay up for another one, however. But Snarf, how are you feeling after that? The two matches we have seen, and that last match in particular, how do you think how did you find it for a Division D game, something you're not quite used to seeing?
They were really interesting, and I think it was really cool to see like some more variety in comps, because I mean, like, it's getting to the point, it feels like, in like higher level competitive play where you see most of the same heroes pretty much consistently. So seeing stuff like Arthas, Tassadar, Azmodan, like Smash Varian, and whatever else we saw that was a little bit off the meta, I guess. It's really cool and it's fun to see.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a great time to watch. But again, that last series was excellent to see. Well done, Rainbow Shrooms. You did take the series 2 on the end in what was a relatively joint bloodbath in the first match into a quite confident second map. But no, Snarf, where can people find you one last time?
You can find me over at Girls Gang Squad, and you can also find me on Twitch at Snarfungus. Soon.
TM.
Maybe. Hopefully. Soon.
Soon,
Yeah,
TM.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Hopefully soon. We'll see.
Thank you.
Don't hold me to that.
I may hold you to that. But no, thank you so much for joining me. It is always a pleasure. And to you, chat, thank you for coming and watching. What we will be doing is raiding Slinkmeister. So another hot streamer. She does a lot of ARAMs, I believe, usually from when I just lurk in the channel, because apparently I just end up in random places half the time. That's Heroes of the Storm. I don't know why, but it happens. But no, to everyone, and from Snarf and I wish you all a good evening. Take care of yourselves, and hopefully we can see you all in the Nexus. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye, everybody.